This week's mastermind was with Jason Cassity. We dug into mailers, farming, Google Map strategies, AI, and more. Tune in and join us every Monday at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific. Check out this mastermind and let me know what you think. Happy Monday. Welcome back to another REVB Mastermind. Two things really excite me about this week. Number one, Tim Macy is on vacation, so he will not be on the call.
It's
We
the
can
only
all
reason I
have
said yes.
a round of applause to that. And number two, the best co-host this side of the Mississippi, Jason Cassity. What's going on, man?
What's up?
For those of you
Thanks for
that
having
don't
me.
know Jason Cassity or have never seen a video of Jason Cassity, he is best known for video that goes just like this. If you're seeing this video, it's on purpose. I have
Am I
two
bet am
buyers.
I
They're Sean and Amanda.
am I best known for that video?
Jason's best known for his I have a buyer videos, which is what we're not going to talk about today. Sean and Amanda, did they ever find a house, Jason?
They did.
I don't even know if
Not
they exist.
they really did. They really bought 2.2. Thank you. They were great.
Wonderful. For the four people on the call that have never seen it, Jason has these videos where he talks about these buyers that are looking for a house, and then he would run ads for the areas like that they were looking to buy to help them find houses. And it's great. It was in Sharon's keynote for about a year and a half. So we all met Sean and Amanda via Zoom. But I wanted to dig into some stuff today that I feel like is underutilized or things that I feel like aren't as mainstream. So I hope you're cool with that, Jason.
I'm cool with that.
All right. I'd like to start off with mailers because I know for the longest time you guys have done mailers
So I've
in
got these
in
boxes. Just kidding. Yeah, we do geographic farming, so just under 2,000 homes every month, and then we do just listed, just sold mailers too, which is actually like way better. That's like our bread and butter. Um, Watch, hang on it.
Well, this is great. We're off to a good start. Co-host out of the room.
So
Oh,
around every
envelopes.
every every listing we sell. So usually what we'll do is we'll send out, so I'd say 200, it could be 150, it could be 300, depends on like the neighborhood. And and Noel. And so we'll send like a postcard ahead of time that's like announcing the sale or like the listing, inviting the neighbors to like the launch party open house or whatever. And then after the sale, we do handwritten letters. And so not handwritten, like it's a printed letter and then I hand sign them. Although I've found out how to hack that too, and now I can have FedEx Kinko's, like I use blue on Canva so it looks like a signature, and then FedEx Kinko's trifolds them for me. So then all I have to do is stuff the envelopes, but it's like a real stamp on it and stuff like that. So just listed, just sold letters. These are like probably ROI, the best ROI I've ever done in my career. If you think about, because they're so cheap in a sense, you know what I mean? It takes a little bit of time to like stuff them, but by far and away, especially if you have like a sick listing video. So like in the letter, you can say like you could put a QR code that's like, scan this QR code to see the listing video that helps sell your neighbor's home. We get so many more landing page hits when we have like a cool video too.
That's what I was I feel like you are featured in listing leads a lot. And so that's what I was trying to pull up some of the templates.
Jimmy uses my headshot for half the stuff that's not even me.
Oh, okay, cool. So I won't share that. Never mind.
Yeah. I mean, some of it is, but some of it's not. And he screenshotted it one time. He's like, you're the model for like
Poster
half of
child.
the posters. And I'm like, I didn't send any of those. That's false advertising.
People are like asking you about your direct mail campaign, and you're like, actually, I've never sent that.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly. I do
so
use listing leads though for the direct mail pieces though. So I will actually, you can give them a shout. So usually it's like a quarterly rotation. So like the first, say January would be like a what's your home worth piece, and then February would be like what your neighbors are saying about us piece, where it's like a review that we've gotten, and then third would be like a social proof piece, like we've sold this many homes in this neighborhood, and then fourth, so April would be back to like a what's your home piece. So like there is like a quarterly cadence on those 12 mailers that I do for like the geographic farm.
okay, well, let's can we go back to the just listed, just sold stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the first one that you send out?
An announcing the first piece is like an announcing the listing, right? So it's like, hey, getting ready to list this. We wanted to tell you first as the neighbors, just in case that you might have someone who wants to move into the neighborhood. Here's three or four of the photos, depending on how it looks. Come to our open house launch party this Saturday from 11 to 2, right? So it's just a way for us to introduce the property. Plus, then we show that to the sellers as like some of the marketing that we do. But then it's also inviting the neighbors to come to the open house because we all know that ultimately, like, you want to, I'm turning the chat off, by the way. I'm looking at you, Katie. The chat's over here. I just see chat going, but I've known enough from this call to not have the chat pulled up
Yeah. Well,
if
no,
I'm trying to talk.
Gail had a really good idea. She said for the little mini boxes you had, you could do a mini s'mores kit for your clients. And I said,
Listen,
I'm not even sure that a chocolate bar would fit because the notepad barely fit. So she said to go buy the fun size
for
chocolate
those of
bars.
you who joined late, these are Katie's boxes. These are my boxes. They're a little bit smaller. We already addressed this.
But
Anyways,
Gail was trying to give you a good piece of advice
thank you,
to
Gail. Thank you.
utilize the 100 boxes, the 500
That
to
have my old
700
branding and
challenge.
my old logo.
But here's the thing is what I'm saying is your previous clients that have transacted with you prior to your new brand relaunch only saw the old logo. They probably don't even remember the old logo. They would just be happy to have a fun size gift from Jason Cassity.
Fun size. Yes, I will find it. That's a great idea. I will send fun size candy bars in my old shitty boxes. Thank you.
All right. Gus is asking in the chat, launch party open house to everyone or exclusive just to the neighbors? Or are you pretending like it's exclusive?
I pretend like it's exclusive. It's just to the open house. So I send it to the whole neighborhood. Again, I use 200 as a baseline. It could be 100, it could be 300, just depends on that specific neighborhood. Because then on the piece, you can say like, hey, Crestview Estates or hey, Kensington, as opposed to hey, San Diego. You know what I mean? So like you can tailor the
go
piece
pretty
a little bit
niche to
more
the subdivision.
if you just have the subdivision, yeah. And then it's like also, is this an area I want more listings in? Because that answer is not always yes. Is it a obviously a high turnover rate? So like there's a couple other factors, but I would say like most of our listings get a postcard piece ahead of time. Those are easy because you can design them and send them right through Express Docs to the farm. So I just have title pull like the farm of that, and I just use Express Docs. Whereas the just sold piece, this is a little harder because you have to like export the CSV for the labels. You have to put the stamps on. You have to like stuff them. So these are like way better open rates. Like think about your mail. If you get a postcard versus a letter with your name on it with a stamp on it, you're probably going to open it at least. So, but I do like the difference of the 1-2 punch.
Yeah. Well, and so just so you know, Jason, too, like you could obviously get them folded and then you stuff the envelopes, but there are some mailing companies, like we use a local mailing company that will print an 8.5 by 11 piece of white paper, fold them, and then we use instead of the first class forever stamps, we use like it's a slightly cheaper stamp, but it's a regular stamp on them, and they mail them out. So like you might not even have to stuff the envelopes.
To be honest, I was scouting out like I think they're called like yellow letter companies and stuff where they do like fake handwrittens for you. I just know that it's just like I don't know. I can always tell when it's like a fake handwritten.
Do you hand
Um,
address the envelope?
I used to. Now
But
I
now
do
you're printing.
labels. No, now I do labels. I can't really. Now I'll do that label.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't really see it. Yeah, well, we just they print directly on the envelope.
I would prefer to have it directly on the envelope. I mean, when I was handwriting them all, it would take like a week
You should
to
see his
do
handwriting too.
200 handwrittens. And then what I do is I have like my Christmas stamp that and it says Cassity, and then I use that as the return on the
Oh,
back. And
all
so
right.
like it's not Christmassy, it's just like the one we use for our Christmas cards. And
I
so like I use that as the return.
Yeah. So both Ray and Becky have a bulk mail permit, and it's way cheaper.
A bulk mail
Becky
permit.
says it's less than 50% cost. Ray says cheaper in quotes.
Go for it. I don't know anything about that.
Do either of you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah,
share?
I'm happy to. Like it's super easy. And basically the return the point of it costs $350 to get the
To set
mail
up?
permit. The break even point, sorry, I couldn't think for that 350 for me was like when I calculated it, I mean it's like under 1,000 pieces of mail. So you have to fill out a bunch of paperwork. It's a pain in the ass. The post office isn't helpful. If anybody wants to do it, I'm
Imagine
happy to
that.
help. I know. But I will say it is a little bit more work, but it's worth it because I mean, I think I'm paying like 30 something cents per piece of mail.
I,
And you don't have to stamp. You do have to put a label, but I order envelopes and you have a permit number and it's basically printed. Here,
yeah.
I do have one. So you literally, I don't know if you can see this,
Here,
but
hold
you
on.
have,
Just keep holding it up, and I'm gonna
oh,
spotlight you.
sorry.
So the only
Mm-hmm.
reason I don't like this, pull it back a little bit, like pull it closer to
Oh,
your face, and it might be I don't know. You guys get the point. You see it.
Yeah, it's
I've
printed.
got a
Yes,
stamp on
exactly.
mine.
It's
Oh,
printed
you want to show
versus
your
a
stamp,
stamp,
Ray?
though.
Yeah, I'll show
So
you my stamp.
I like, hold it
Hang on.
up.
I'm going to hold up
You're
the
spotlighted
actual.
for everyone. Let's go. Let's go,
There's-
Ray.
Oh man, this is what it looks like, and this is
Silly people with nice
Yeah,
cameras.
that's what I have for my return stamp.
Yeah, but this is
this
the
is a mail
postage.
permit. This is my. This
So
is my,
the only reason I don't like these, I
I
love
just
that
paid
it's
for this piece
cheaper.
of paper. Just kidding.
I love that. Yeah, I know. Sorry. No, Ray and Becky, I love that it's cheaper. I just like having a stamp, and like
Yeah.
we just use the cheaper, not first class stamp. It's like a second class stamp. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's
Well,
slightly cheaper.
This is why I said cheaper, quote unquote, because the response rate may be slightly less. Could be
Yeah.
potentially,
Because
but
it looks like,
I don't know.
yeah,
But and whatever you send through this, it has to be the exact same. You will get audited. If you hand sign any of it, you can't use this. It's got to be the exact same thing sent to every house. But the like we do these newsletter things that are folded. It's like a 11x17 that's folded a couple of times with the little things, and I could just stamp those and get them out the door super fast.
So some alternatives, all of them have their pros and cons of like, you can go buy pretty envelopes and hand stamp and handwrite them yourself to, doing EDDM to buying the permit or whatever. Or as Noelle was saying, like if you want to go buy stamps that you lick, I don't think they make those anymore. Noelle, you're dating yourself. You can go buy some lickable stamps like Jason likes to use and lick them yourself, as Noelle is claiming.
Just don't die.
That was the envelopes, not the
That was the envelope.
Oh, that's
though,
right.
Not the
That's
stamp.
That's right.
Jesus.
That's right.
Little
I don't know
Seinfeld
what they do in
reference.
Minnesota.
Shari found a website that sells discontinued forever stamps at 29 cents VC. We are just, man, I thought we were going to be talking about something that no one does. And this is like the most engagement we've gotten on the topic in quite some time. So thank you guys all for your stamp and mailing advice. I
feel like it's like the meat and potatoes though. Like obviously where this is a marketing call and sometimes we talk about video marketing. I was just talking to someone about this. It's like doing your 3x5 or what does Tom Ferry call it, 5x4, where you're like talking to 15 people a day and having a CRM set up and doing some mailers around your listings is like the meat and potatoes of all of this. And so like we talk about like the sexy listing videos or the, TikTok, but like this actually is like a lot of what you should be doing on the daily basis, probably.
For sure. No, I love it.
I'd like to invite y'all to my REMB conference, the Real Estate Mail Blueprint that we'll be holding.
Is it on April 8th and 9th in Nashville, Tennessee?
That's right.
The invitations are in the mail.
Oh, that was good.
Perfect.
That's you have to RSVP.
You like that?
You have to send in the mailer.
It'll look like a wedding invitation.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, Ray was actually asking us to mail out invitations to REVB, and we said no. So he's like, "All right, fine. I'm gonna do my own conference." Okay. So I think that Mark had an actual question in the chat. I'm trying to scroll back through it. What is your typical time frame for taking the listing, prepping the home, marketing to on market?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, ideally, like if perfect world, I can have 2 weeks. I could do it as quickly as a couple days, but like 7 days minimum to get, because the mailers, if you're going to do like the mailers out. And then it also depends on when you take the listing, because we try to list on a Tuesday, Wednesday, you know what I mean? So like if we're getting the mailers out, this is an old Shane Bergman thing. It's like, I don't care. Like Tuesday through Thursday is statistically the same, but I get there's some people who love Tuesdays. So if it depends if it's a weekend, then it's 7 to 10 days, give or take, I'd say. But then we also do digital ads. We craft Facebook and Google pay-per-click and stuff like that we manually do. We just create the ads and stuff. And so like, I don't know, it takes an extra day or two. It depends.
Yeah. Well,
and 7 to 10 days.
So let's hop in a little script practice here. So if I'm a seller and I'm like, well, today's Monday and I want to list this weekend because we have to sell ASAP. What do you say to me when you're like, well, really, we should list next week because XYZ?
Yeah, it just depends on like, again, if it's Monday and it's like if we can get the photographer in Tuesday, it's just like to give us our best foot forward. We want to basically go through this process, which takes us about 7 days. And ideally, we'd love to list it on a Tuesday. We generate all of our ad spend, all of our print pieces, which takes us 4 to 5 days. So if today's Monday, we get the photography even as early as tomorrow, which is we won't get it back till Wednesday. We won't be ready to have this launched before the weekend is why I say. So could I do it? Sure. And depending on the situation, I mean,
should I?
But then maybe like all of the marketing would go out the following week. We would just have it on the MLS. Although in California, here in San Diego, we have delayed MLS now. So like maybe we could put it on the MLS and then still do it that way and then put it out. But
realistically in most markets, and obviously we have clear cooperation and rules around that, so follow your MLSs, and that's my disclaimer. Generally speaking, like you want to have everything going out in the order, right? You have the photos, you can get it into the MLS, you can have the ads, you can have the this, you can have the that, right? And anytime we do it disjointed, at least in my experience, then it's like you have the seller that's like, oh, well, hey, wait, can we add this photo, or can we add this, or can we change these photos around? It's like, well, like we told you we have this process for a reason, and like you went against the process, and now you're annoyed that things aren't happening in the way that it should. So I think that it's super important to ensure that, like, if you do have that kind of SOP or that process, like to make sure you're going over it with your clients, and then explaining why it's important to them, right? Not just like, oh, this is what we do.
100%. I'm showing you, actually,
you
as we're talking, you can keep going. I was going to show, yeah, if I could share, I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you, we have an SOP, like for our new listings, it's like 17 points.
Everyone wants it. Brittany wants it. Krista wants it. Noelle doesn't care. She just wants to know where Sean and Amanda live.
Carmel Valley.
Oh.
So you have a new listing SOP. And so it's like basically like get the listing agreement, take the screenshot of Zillow all the way down to ordering the signs up and print pieces. So like obviously this is a lot of steps. And so not to say we can't go out of order, like you said, sure, whatever, we could figure it out. But if someone was talking to me on a Monday and they're like, I have to have it up this weekend, I don't know. Like I'll tell you this much. You just said skills practice. It's 13 years and I've never had that conversation, where they're pushing back on it. There might be times where they're like, hey, can we do it sooner? And I could say, hey, here's what we can do sooner. We can have it here and whatever, we could work with it. But anyways, we do have an SOP for that.
Cool.
I'm not looking at the chat, by the way. I'm still not.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm capable. You can just DM me on Instagram if you want that, or something I could share with you.
I'm capable of monitoring the chat and having conversation.
Cool.
Emily wants to know if you have an SOP for properties that are sitting on the market as far as continued advertising. Do you guys when you're running ads for initial launch, do you have them run for 2 weeks? Do you have them run for 30 days? Do you add more on if they sit? What does that look like?
No, everything's initially done 30 days, like 30 days out, and then we manually stop it if we go into escrow sooner. So like anything past 30 days, now that hasn't really been a problem for the last 5 years, but it is getting there now. We just manually decide if we're going to re-up it or not. And that has to do, so we only have one property I can think of offhand that's been on the market for longer than 30 days right now. And it's like way overpriced. We told the seller it was overpriced. So we stopped running the digital ads after 30 days. But that's the first time in 5 years that I've even had to worry about that.
Well, that's nice.
I mean, because of the market, not because of me.
No, I know, but I mean, like that's fun. I like that. That's nice. Okay. Sorry. Misha's in for the real estate mailer blueprint.
He's also in for real estate video blueprint.
He better be.
I saw.
Adam, I have a really important question. Do you have a pizza pillow over your shoulder?
So not a pizza pillow, it's a pizza costume.
Oh,
even better.
It's the costume I was wearing when I met my wife for a Halloween party. So periodically I just keep it around.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah.
Just in case she wants a slice.
Adam, I have a question for you too. Who's the best sponsor in the company?
I'm gonna have to go Jason Cassity.
Okay, just checking. Just throwing it out there.
Jason Cassidy's sponsor? What? Okay. All right. Anything else on mailers? So just sold, you mentioned. Can we touch on that?
Yeah, the just sold. So usually, what I'm doing is case studying. So like, let me see if I can. I have to resend the Robert stairs, but this specific one actually. Hey neighbor, no, we haven't met in person yet. My name is Jason Cassity. We just listed your neighbor's home at 1612 Ariana this past weekend. We held a couple of open houses, saw 35 people come through. We ended up getting 4 great offers and more showing requests after the moving. What that means is that we have 3 other families who are currently looking to purchase a home in your neighborhood. Specifically, if this is your forever home, throw this letter in the trash. Everyone's saying incredible things about the community. I don't blame you for staying, but if this is something you've considered, I may have a buyer. Hey, I may have a buyer for you. Just shoot me a text. Here's my personal cell phone number. And then at the very bottom on this one, I have a QR code, which led to the listing video because we have like a sick listing video on this one. So it's like, hey, by the way, scan this to see the listing video that helps sell your neighbor's home so quick. So boom. And then so on this one, I cheated. I went on Canva and I used the signature font, like a cursive font, and I just put it in blue. So it looked like I hand sign it, even though I did. It
doesn't look like you hand sign it. What I would recommend you do is you would sign a piece of paper with like a blue Sharpie, take a picture of it and use that in Canva.
Okay, check it out. So when I used to print them all, I would hand sign them. But then when I found out that FedEx Kinko's trifolds them for you, so I'm not going to open them all up, and you know what I mean. I know what you're saying is
So
like at least it's my signature.
you sign a piece of paper, you scan it into the computer,
I hear what you're
and
saying.
then you use that image. Don't use the handwriting font. No one thinks that's a signature.
I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying in this case, it briefly looking over it, it looks better than just my name or
Oh
just
my
whatever.
God. Can you sign a piece of paper and take a picture of it and send it to me, please?
Sure.
I'll make you a freaking signature to put in your next mailer.
Let me get right on top of that, Rose.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. She makes it a PNG and drops it into Canva. Krista also side texts me. She gets what I'm saying. Thank you. Drop a one in the chat if you understand what I'm saying right now, please. Everyone's nodding their head.
Too, yeah.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you.
Drop a
I just
two
wanted
in the
one.
chat if you think Katie's too in the weeds.
You can also use it if you sign it like that. You can also upload it to DocuSign and use it as your signature on stuff super easily. And on PDFs, you can add your signature on PDFs super easy too.
Ooh.
That's been a big problem of mine.
Jason's like, I hate
people
this
rejecting
place.
my DocuSigns because they didn't think it was my real signature.
Hey, auto pen is a thing now, so.
All right, I kind of lost my. All right,
Ray's
do you feel like you have a better response rate with letters or postcards, or is it just kind of like letters?
Letters, yeah, letters. I feel like so, and it's funny because if you have the QR code, so I would always get about a 20 or 10% hit rate. So if I sent out 200 pieces, I would get about 20 hits to our landing page, and you can just track the analytics on that landing page to see around the time you mail it. If I have a QR code, it's like double. It's like 40 hits because people are scanning the QR code, and then the QR code goes to the landing page, which hosts the video. But I feel like the letters always do way better. So, and you can go on your analytics just to see, and that's how you could tell like which one converts.
What kind of QR code do you use?
I just go to like QR code generator something, or no, now in Canva, I think you can just do it in Canva now, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I used to go to like QR code generator and just put my hyperlink in it and then just copy paste it. I'm sure you've got some better way to do QR codes too.
I mean, that's why you attend the masterminds, Jason, to improve, right? I mean,
Kyle actually draws all of his own QR codes. He draws them in crayon. Are you Marine? Kyle, Marine, not Marine. No, left-handed. No, but flow code is what I recommend to use for QR codes because they are dynamic, so you can change them out. So like if you decide that you didn't want to have the property video and you wanted to have it as on a just sold showcase of the property on your website, you can switch it out and like you don't like it's not a single use QR code. That's a really long link, Terry. It's talking about hackers, which makes me concerned.
It's actually hackers QR codes. And apparently people are scanning on QR codes that they think are for companies, and it's going into very malicious places. So you should at least read the article.
Terry outing my secrets.
Oh, I'm sorry. Everybody tune in on Wednesday and Ray will repeat.
All right. Brittany doesn't know how to phrase this. But clearly it's bad market, so we don't have all the stats. Oh, you know what? There's actually, I feel like I saw one in listing leads when I was looking for Jason's letter, and it was like a long days on market sold. And so let me pull it back up and see if I can find it. Adam uses QR Tiger. That sounds way more exciting than flow code. All right. Anything else on mailers?
That's about it. Geographic farming, I think, is solid too, right? So like if you pick the same farm, the same 1,400 homes or whatever, and then you have like a cadence on your postcards there. Obviously, if you can do just listed, just sold, or you can do letters in your farm, that's great too. But I don't know that there's necessarily. I use listing leads designs on those, and then I just upload my CSV into the same one and send it through Express Docs. Usually, you could have a QR code on those, or you can just text me and have like your cell phone on there. I've kind of mixed it all up with all that.
All right, so here's one. That I feel like everyone can read, but your home might not sell quickly, not if it needs repairs, blah, 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 blah. Our latest listing took 112 days to sell. Most agents would have panicked, blah, 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 blah. So I can drop this in.
Cool. Yeah,
right.
I'm a big listing leads guy. No secret there. I like all their templates.
Big listing leads guy. Okay. I kind of want to switch gears a little bit and go like we went old school. I was really impressed by something you said once.
Thank you. Thanks for coming, guys. That's all we got.
No, on AI, and you made your custom GPT.
Yep.
And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that and like
Okay.
what it's for and like what you put in it. Cause like, you know, a lot of people, and I know Ray, like you've taught a lot on like custom GPTs and like so you can make them when you're doing lots of things over and over again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes you do projects, sometimes you do GPTs, but like some of the files that you uploaded into your custom GPT, I was like, I had never thought of that. So I know that's not teeing you up great, but I'd love.
Sure. So on ChatGPT now, there's again, like I feel like I'm, what is it, like the Renaissance man, where you like I know a little bit about everything, but not like, I'm not an expert in this. So I'm sure if someone's going to tell me like there's a better way to do this, but what I learned from on the custom GPTs is you can actually just go and create a custom GPT. I'm not going to go spend a super long time. You guys can do that, right? You just get the Plus account, hit custom GPTs, but you can actually just go into the GPT itself, and then I use. I know it's going to stream a little bit slower now, right? But I'm going to edit the GPT. So what I would do is I have like my disc profile on there. And then I have a couple other extra things where what I would do is like stories that stick is a great example. Conversion code. These are books that I like. So what I did was I had ChatGPT summarize the books, and then I took the text file of their summary and put it on a Word doc, and then uploaded that. And then I say in the instructions like when I'm brainstorming ideas on listing videos, utilize stories that stick framework when you're telling the story for this, right? And so it'll sometimes now when I ask it, it'll say like similar to the conversion code when you're marketing here, da 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 da. So I add files down here in the knowledge base for this. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah. No, that's
okay,
cool.
And then, yeah, more so I have the Sell It. So I'm a coach with Sell It, the Serhant ecosystem. So I have their Pro Coach Playbook, how to run an effective meeting. Like I'll put like little docs and PDFs in here so that when I say, hey, I have a coaching call with Katie today at 1:00. Here are, you know, the last 6 sessions that we've done together. Can you help me plan a 30-minute outline to talk about on this session? And it'll refer to like the Pro Coach Playbook and stuff.
Love that.
So this is also kind of why I don't love custom GPTs. I like projects sometimes over it. And that's what Melissa just said. So one thing that I've struggled with custom GPTs is it doesn't save the conversation. It just starts a new one. Yeah. So he's made projects for specific things, right? So those are coaching clients.
Yeah, these are coaching clients. So I won't get too into it, but yeah, so project files will have like, we'll have things about them. So when they, this is not a Sell It thing, but when they come in, they have like an AMP plan. It's like things they want to work on for their first quarter together. So I take all the PDFs, I upload them into the project files, and then I'll also upload like our previous calls together, like the transcripts.
And so just so you guys are aware, like if you're doing a custom GPT, if you click on Jason GPT, like click on it, like it pretends like it's creating a new conversation. And so you would just drag that conversation into the coaching folder, right? So if you were to type something under Ask Anything, he would then drag that into, you know, Brian or Shane or whatever, if he was summarizing that call or getting a plan together for the call or whatever it may be, right? And so I use my GPT normally to start things, and then I'll drag it, you know, into the project for, you know, that team member or for that social media campaign or whatever it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Can I tell you all a couple of things I've discovered going deep in this stuff?
Of course, yeah.
One is if Jason said you were getting ChatGPT to summarize the book and then uploading that summary.
Mm-hmm.
If ChatGPT already has the knowledge base, you don't have to add it to it. You just have to have it reference it.
In the instructions, just say reference the book Stories That Stick or something?
Correct. Yeah. When you upload a specific framework, it has trouble moving outside of that framework for you. So if there's anything else in the book that it could reference, it's going to probably stick to your framework. So you should test it just to see if you can say reference these principles. I have it referenced like in my marketing. I have it referenced Build a Story Brand, $100 million offers, Brendan Kane's book, Hook Point, and a couple of others. And it just knows like these are the basis for what I like. This is my style of marketing. And I'm running into an issue recently on projects that I had to work through last night. I was asking it to do some SOPs for me, and I have this SOP project folder that's great, and it's full of SOPs that I like and organized how I like. And so I was creating a couple more SOPs, and it kept messing up. Like it kept screwing up. It was referencing the wrong stuff. I'm like, what is going on? So I went and deleted all of the reference documents And ChatGPT knew enough about me and what I liked just from me using it to give me the correct output. And because it was no longer referencing those documents, I was getting the output I wanted. So I'm not sure what was going on there, but I use them kind of similarly to how you're using them. I'm just finding that sometimes whenever I'm constraining the ChatGPT data to this pocket of, hey, I want you to reference these, I don't know if it's getting more accurate at only referencing that or what's going on, but it's having trouble giving me the output I need. So I'm removing reference material, but keeping references. But now I'm using ChatGPT so much that people are like, oh, what other AIs do you use? It's tough for me to go outside of it because I can say, hey, write a blog post on this and not be in my custom blog post GPT. But because I use it so much for stuff, it's writing like I write. So it's becoming me. It's very weird.
Yeah. I feel like
Ray's actually not even here.
Am I becoming it?
The advanced reasoning models, right? Like I think O4 you're supposed to use for like tasks and like do stuff for you, but O3 is an advanced reasoning model. So like giving it constraints is actually going to work against you as they get better, because you actually just want to tell it and let it go figure out the answer. Don't tell it how to figure out the answer. As it gets better and into 5, it's going to be like, yeah, you probably won't have any guardrails at that point.
That is when you will become ChatGPT.
You'll be one with it.
I use Gemini for deep research, but I don't, and I know ChatGPT has deep research too, but like we had a buyer who was looking at a short-term rental in Oceanside. And so I was like, hey, I've got this buyer looking at this address. Can you look into potential changes in the short-term rental rule? You know what I mean? And I gave it this thing and it gave me like a 3-page Google Doc report that was basically like, here's what you can do. Here's some laws that are on the books that might pass soon. And I was able to just copy paste that onto a Google Doc and send it over to my client. I told her it was from Gemini, but I was like, hey, research out how this might impact your short-term rental up in Oceanside. And it was like, it scanned like, 114 websites for references on what she could build and what she couldn't, ADU laws, all that stuff.
Misha, you've patiently been waiting with your hand raised, your virtual hand raised. What do you got, man?
Yeah. So if you like Ray's problem, also if you put too much into projects, sometimes you see memory saved or memory updated. You sometimes got to check in your overall profile. If you go into settings on ChatGPT and personalization, your memory cache is getting full. So it could be that ChatGPT saves some information of your past chats and programs and projects, and then doesn't update it accurately. So there might be some weird stuff that you put into your chat that it's saved as a memory, and it always goes back to that memory. So if you go into personalization and then memory, you're going to see probably most of our ChatGPTs are 100% full on memory capacity. So that means it does not update anything that you tell it to do or about yourself. So sometimes just go in there and check your memories and delete the ones that doesn't make sense for your future goals.
Yeah, my memory is pretty much always full, but that might just be my personal memory, not my ChatGPT. All right, let's move on from AI.
More on AI tomorrow on tomorrow's call.
Well, and so tomorrow's call at 10 Central. Ray will also be without Tim, so great time to be on the call. And you're going to kind of lead through some workshopping of Claude stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jason Pantana joined our call for 30 minutes and gave us about 4 weeks of information. And so we're
only that.
Yeah. And so we're going to
normally he does
one
more.
of the
So
things
that's
he was talking about, and we're actually going to do it live and talk about the problems with it and how to kind of troubleshoot it and workshop it.
Nice. I'll give you my thoughts on that later. Okay. So Jason, like I know you're a coach with Sell It. And so what are some things like now that are you working on with agents, like as far as, in many markets we're in either a balance or a little bit more of a buyer's market, right? So like what are you working on as far as habits, schedule, stuff like that?
Yeah, and all 5 clients are wildly different, right? So and some are at Remax and some are at Serhant and some are at Real. Like it's just they're all different and they all have different goals, so they all have different kind of cadences on what they're working on. But all 5 of them, I'm like, I need your what are you doing for prospecting this week? Are you doing your you call it 554 at Tom Ferry? I think we call it 3-5, whatever. Are you talking to enough people? Do you have your time blocked out 3 hours or 3 different days, 1 hour a day or something, whatever it is that you need to get to your 15 contacts? Do you have that time blocked at the beginning of your week? And then Do you have like a solid CRM setup that's tagged properly? So it'll tell you who to talk to. We use Follow Up Boss, whatever CRM you have. Lofty is good too. And then what are you doing on top of that to generate leads, right? And so for all 5 people, it's all different. 2 of them are working on YouTube growth or like cadence on video marketing. One of them is working on just like their network and stuff like that. And the other one does heavy like open houses. And so like we'll spend some of our time recapping or assessing what's been happening with their current clients. And then we'll talk about their deployment of what they're trying to do. So there's a little bit of an intake that figures out what it is that you want to do. And then we build like a little plan based on the next 90 days on what it is that we're going to help you do to get there. But that's about it. And then we kind of check in. I help them with curveballs as they've got stuff coming up. There's this one guy, he's up in Canada. Shout out to John. He's with Remax. This is his 3rd year. He's going to do 50 deals this year just from Lofty listing leads, like the online leads you buy from Lofty. And so for him, he came in last year, he did 33 deals. It was his 2nd year. And then we're breaking it down. And I was like, okay, so like, are you going to set this? And he's part-time, by the way, this is wild. And then I was like, okay, cool. So you want to add more leads? And I was like, let's spend some more money. He's like, oh, I never thought about that. I'm like, it's the easiest thing in the world. Coaching's great. It's like, spend some more money. And
what a great coach.
And so for him, I'm like, you're going to run into this issue though. You have a capacity issue. You only have a certain time. You could probably add a buyer's agent soon. He has a virtual assistant now. And so like just helping him set up his business for the next step. That's probably 3 of the 5 that we work on too. So, that's about it. Just kind of depends on what they're looking for. I think that I say this like, and I know this is like obviously a marketing call and stuff like that. I think we all, and me included, get too caught up in like the shiny thing and the next thing. And we just forget about, did we talk to our 15 clients today? You know what I mean? Did we block out 2 hours to talk to 15 clients? That the meat and potatoes of what we do is still the most important thing of what we do. Everything else is just gravy on top, but
I don't really like gravy on my potatoes.
that'll be $1,500. Thank you.
Go spend more money. Thanks for that.
go double your spend. You'll do great.
Jason's gonna drop his his listing launch SOP in the real estate video blueprint Facebook group. If you guys aren't a member, go ahead and hop in there and join, and Cassity will put it in there later. Don't know if you guys know this, but you actually spell Jason's last name Cassity. So if you have his phone number in your phone as Cassidy, go ahead and edit your contact card now. All right. Does anyone have any questions for Jason? Because I have other things that we could kind of.
But they're not that important. So
my questions?
You're already turning it to the Q&A, so that means you're out of good questions.
No, I have other things that we can talk about, but if other people had questions, I would.
Can you touch on what you talked about at REVB about your videos that you're sending to like generate conversations with people? I think it was sort of like a market update. Sorry, Katie, if you're like, I don't ever want to hear this again, if that's why you're laughing.
No, I thought you're
talking about
the buyer.
No, I think she's talking about the Google strategy, the Google Map strategy, right? Ones which we've covered. I'll send
love
you
this.
Becky, I was going to say, if you DM me, I can send you an actual copy of it.
Okay.
But I feel bad because I know I've shared this before. So I don't want to like hijack it with a demo of it, but you're talking about like the map. And so basically what I'll do is each week on Monday or Tuesday, I'll overlay a map of all the sales that happened in my neighborhood. And then I'll just call or text my clients if a sale happened near them. Or sometimes I'll use BombBomb and just screen record. And I'll just literally have it pulled up on the MLS or on Zillow or something. And I'll be like, hey, Becky, I saw this one sold like right around the corner from you. Not sure if you saw it. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, similar to yours. Check out the inside. They have like a cool pool in the back, so it might be a little bit different, but this is a great comp for you. Let me know if you have any questions, right? Something like that. I try to do that every week. I would say every other week, twice a month for sure. Do I do that with my clients? And then I try to tell my team to do that as well. I have 10 team members on my team. They don't all do what I ask them to, but that's one of the things that we try to do on our team. Yeah.
And so if you go to mymaps.google.com, or you can just type in the Google search bar, personal Google Maps, it will also come up. And that there is where you can upload a CSV to be able to create different Google Maps, right? So the one would be clients, then the other one would be the sales from the past 7 or 14 or 30 or 365 days, depending on how frequently you do this.
Yeah, here's my client map. So the client map stays the same all the time, or quarterly you can add more to it or whatever. And then each week you'll come and um, you'll come overlay all the sales that happened. And then usually I just kind of zoom in, and then when there's a sale that happened like near my client, I'll look at it, and then I'll like call that client and be like, "Hey, what's up, Nathan? Did you see the sale in Edinburgh? Sold for 2.2." You know what I mean? And so like if the sale is relevant to them, then it's just a visual. I mean, I know you could probably just do this in your CRM, but it just gives me a visual to like if there was a sale close by, I can go, and then it just gives me a reason to call this person.
Well, I think you would have like either you'd have one and then you'd have won the MLS. So I think that this is a nice, easy way. And so you can also change, like you see on the left-hand side, he has where, the houses are his clients are houses. And then the recent solds are green
pins.
Yep. So
I use this My Maps all the time. I love it. And you could, like, if you're showing property in an area, you can look at your maps and see what clients you have in that area, and then go drop stuff on their doorstep while you're out showing, or just let them know, hey, I was showing houses in your neighborhood this weekend. And sometimes like I guess it was 2 weeks ago, I said that and someone was like, oh, we're actually thinking about selling. Yeah. It's cool.
Look, we have to, for 8 years, the sales cycle is 8 years. So for 7 years and 9 months, they don't necessarily care about, like, you know what I mean? Their housing updated, all this type of stuff. So like, what do you have to talk to them about? And so like, it just gives you a reason to kind of give them something relevant, like a relevant conversation. That's all. It just helps you when you're trying to make those 15 contacts a day or 75 a week or whatever your numbers are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me like I'm 5 and tell us again how you break that down with this? Because I got confused between the way Katie's doing it and the way, and maybe you're doing it the same, Katie and Jason. But you go into
just go to
MLS.
Google My Maps, and you can create a new map. And then so I went to my follow-up boss, like my CRM, and I just exported all my clients who still live here in San Diego and have like an address. And anybody who's, it wouldn't be weird if you shot them a call or text or whatever. And then
people you actually want to do business with again.
Who actually wants to do business. And then, I left them off. And then you create a layer and you just call that your client list. And then it'll just plot all across San Diego, And then secondarily, I go to my MLS, and then usually I'll just export out every sale that happened in this area for the last week or 2 weeks or whatever. And then I'll upload that CSV, and and I just change it to green, but there's little pins all around. So this is every sale that happened over the last week. And then you can just kind of zoom in and just see if there's any. So this sale happened very close to these clients. So this would be a good reason to reach out.
Thank you.
For sure. Was I not sharing?
The second time around, no, you weren't.
No, not at all. But that's okay.
I was just doing the whole thing.
But she can go back to the replay for the first time you shared it, when you were sharing your screen.
Oops, I'm sorry.
But the second narration was just you clicking and us not actually seeing your screen.
That's sweet. Glad I could.
But all good, all good. This isn't a Zoom mastermind. It's Jason Cassity mastermind. So we're good.
You get what you get.
Yeah, you get what you get. But yeah, Google Maps, I really like it. And then as Ray said, like if you're going to be in the neighborhood to do a pop by, or to as Melissa said, hey, your new furniture looks great from the street or from your lawn. Yeah,
it's just a hack. I mean, I feel like talking to people, right? TTP, talk to people, and then when you're done with that, TTMP, talk to more people. Like that's 90% of our battle. And I think sometimes we just worry about like the fringe stuff. And it's literally, if you're just talking to more people, you're going to win eventually.
Mark Stilling.
TTMP.
PUTFP.
PUTFP. Put up the fucking people. Oh, pick up the phone. Okay, got it. Pick up the fucking phone.
Whoa. Jason, this is a family-friendly call.
Do we have the explicit mark on our podcast now?
No, we need far more F-bombs, and they normally come from me, but yeah, we're good. We should be fine. This will probably be a podcast. Do you guys think this is good enough to rerun as a podcast? I see Kathy shaking her head yes. All right, a few more head nods.
Speaking of podcasts, tune into the walkthrough Thursdays at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Pacific, the #1 real estate marketing podcast in the world. I don't know how to type
Unsubscribe,
that, so
Eric,
I don't know
as
if
Eric
that's true.
Patrick says. Mark Stillings is on this mastermind, camera off, but he just bought a ticket to REVB 2026. Let's go, Mark Stillings.
Because of me?
I don't know about that, but
Oh,
wait, he just disappeared. Did he turn his camera on, or did he just leave the Zoom?
he didn't want you
I think he might
busting
have,
him out like
I think he
that.
might have left the Zoom.
So Jason, is that your one big, you said if you do it every other week, is that your one big loop in with your clients every Monday or Tuesday, or what else are you doing that keeps them close enough to you that you are able to then have the conversation about changing prices or strategies or any of the other things?
Those clients are not on the market though. So those clients are all like past clients who have just bought with me and I still have their address somewhere. So it gives me a reason to touch like those clients who just aren't in the sales cycle of selling right now is what that is. It's almost like in the day we would have called those past clients. And so it just gives you a reason to reach out to your past clients, which we don't say anymore.
We don't say it anymore.
Yeah. So now they're just your clients for life. So I just reach out to my, now anybody who's active, they're set up on a property search through Real Scout. Anybody who is looking for a home or anybody who's thinking about selling soon, we're probably texting or calling more of a twice a week basis or more oft basis. That's just for the past clients. I'm saying that in this sake.
Okay. Questions in the chat. Can maps be directly linked to the MLS? So I don't think that you could. I don't think that you can manually link it or automatically link it, but you could probably do some sort of Zap, or Chat GPT, agent, something that like exports it every week and then uploads it into Google Maps. But there would have to be some setup around that.
I have to say, one of the things I've been really conscious of lately is creating tasks with AI that could just be done in 5 seconds otherwise, but it taking so long for me to create the task in AI. I was talking to Jason about something, and he was like, oh, you do this, and then it writes a JSON script, and then you can do this. I was like, Jason, it literally takes me 3 seconds to do every week. And he was like, oh, yeah, true.
Yeah,
you have to be careful that you don't overwork it.
I was working on something this morning, and then I was like, trying to get it to create a new tab and then do this and then do that. And I was like, I can just upload this and copy paste. Like the copy paste isn't something that takes so much out of my day that, but then I have it copy paste and then I'm using Zapier, however you want to say it, to then add people to a newsletter and put them on this and do this and then do that. Right. And so the automation in that aspect was good on my front. Kyle says that your keynote was the most impactful session for him. How much did you pay him to say that? Man,
I didn't pay him a thing. I thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that. That was a fun one. Just waiting for my check from REVB for just holding it down with that keynote. Just kidding.
Fun fact was is I actually had to convince Jason to do it. He didn't want to do it.
I get mad anxiety when I speak publicly. So I have to weigh if it's worth it or not to go through an hour and a half of hell right before I walk up on stage. But
it was. We thank you. We thank you for your service. Kyle's raising his hand now. What do you got, man?
Yeah, hell yeah, I am. Actually, so for those of you that weren't at REVB, shame. But also what he kind of talked about was like the five, he basically that book, 5 Love Languages, and then kind of showing it as the 5, I called it like circles of greatness or something weird, but it was like the styles of doing video. And it was so powerful. But the reason that I unmuted was because I have been helping other small business owners that are like my business affiliates. This is a phenomenal way to like take that same framework and you throw it into Chat GPT and you say, hey, I have a business affiliate based on this thing, based on this like format. She's a physical therapist. What might these things look like for her? And so then we can sit down and we can talk about her, marketing strategy. That has been really powerful, like speaking with and giving like social media, what's the right word? Consultation almost like to the business affiliates. So that is something that you can absolutely do because it's kind of weird as a realtor. You're like, well, I do a lot of home tours and you're not really going to do like that as a physical therapist, obviously, but it gives like really, really valuable ways that you can kind of consult with them.
Word. Thanks, Kyle.
Kyle's become a social media coach just from your 5 zones of greatness.
The impactful speed,
Yeah,
the impactful
100%.
keynote, but he forgot the title of it. Called
Yeah,
it the
Kyle,
5
write down.
circles.
Zones of greatness, circles of greatness.
He changed it to circles so that can be his thing now.
Yeah.
The 5 circles. The 5 circles.
You stole it from me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, what
see?
circle are you in? It's not a zone, bro.
Nah, I have a cease and desist already.
Yeah, cue that up. Did ChatGPT write it? All right, what else?
Yep.
What else are you working on, Jason?
I know this is a bad word, especially in a real estate marketing podcast. We just got a Zillow Flex account, so that's been dominating my last 3 months of life. I have a team of 10, so I've been doing the back end of that, just tracking the leads and stuff like that. But again, that's 15% of our business. The majority of it, I would always say that you should be building your business through video marketing, brand growth, stuff like that, just to make sure that you're repeat and referral business, not online lead dependent. It starts to get a little bit different. If you have a team of 10 or more, you start to need some sort of lead generation. So it makes more sense. But I go back and forth to saying F it and just going back to myself, be like, I'll just do 30 deals by myself instead of, and just be happier.
Well, but you've been a Zillow guy forever.
Yeah, we were
market-based
pricing since like 2016.
You've always had a little bit of spend on Zillow.
Yeah, so we had a spend back when I was a solo agent, and then I had like my first admin. We were spending like a couple grand a month, not a lot. And then I went to Compass in 2018, and Compass and Zillow weren't playing nice back then. They still aren't, actually.
Tell me more about that.
And so we weren't allowed to use our marketing spend from Compass on Zillow leads, and so I stopped. I still had it, but it was like $200, so I could keep the zip code. And then when I came back to Real in 2022, I upped the spend again, got back into it. By now I had a team. And so we were spending about 10 grand a month before we switched over to Flex this year. And so, but again, it was like 3 to 5x ROI for us if done right. And so it's just when you have a team member and you have leads and stuff like that, it makes sense to do something that's going to be 3 to 5x ROI for them. But again, it's not something I would necessarily recommend for anybody solo or under a team. That I would rather you spend money on just putting video content out, building a brand, doing it the right way, talking to your people for sure.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm working on right now, if you ask. I mean, other than my home renovation that's going on right now, like that's been taking up all my mind share. And then I'm still in production too. I don't have AC, yeah. And then I'm still in production too.
You're in San Diego, not Houston. I would be like dying.
I have clients, I'm selling houses, all that type of jazz. The normal stuff, I'm trying to do my own 3.5s and talk to my own clients too.
Let's give a round of applause to Kathy and Lisa, who just picked up REVB tickets. The only reason why I'm shouting these people out is because they're buying it while we're on the call right now. I know many of you already have tickets. Thank you for those that have purchased. Excited to see you all in April. What do you think is the number one thing people should be doing on social right now? If we're gonna go from Zillow to brand.
Raw. So like no more talking head content where it's like, let me explain to you what a 2-1 rate buy down, but raw versions of talking head content still works really well. So this is stuff we see on the walkthrough because we interview people who have viral videos and real estate marketing and stuff like that. But like, so as opposed to having a videographer, I hope there's no videographers on this call, but as opposed to having a videographer sit down and batching like 8 videos in a row of you just talking to the camera, which was like 2020 through 2024, basically, I would have you shoot the same 8 videos, but like maybe walking with your AirPods in and saying the same thing. Or like what I've started to see work really well is like you have a camera almost like off to the side, where you're talking into your phone and you're explaining the same thing you were going to explain, but I call it voyeur content, where it's like someone watching it. It's like they're listening in on your phone call, but they're not supposed to be listening in because you're not directly talking to the camera. You're talking off to the side. So like raw or voyeur content it can be the same thing you were trying to say in the talking head video that does so much better than just like the no more talking head videos. Anything educational, anything entertaining, obviously that all works. But I would say just do away with the talking head videos. Don't sit there and explain what like a balloon mortgage is. But if you have something like off to the side, I think that those usually work really, really well. I'm also heavy on the listing videos now. Again, like having like high quality cinematic listing videos. But that's, neither here nor there. I'm not saying you have to do all that type of stuff.
All right.
And then I've started. Oh yeah, that's exactly.
This is what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And then Zillow takes your listing, your data, whatever, and then it sells it off for leads and makes money off of that. And you don't like that. But when I
It's
go to
voyeur
your
content.
website and I look up my listing on your website, I don't see my information. In fact, if I click contact on your website.
Okay, two things I'd like to point out. One, you didn't like that post. Two,
This is my Houston Unlocked account, so I don't follow anyone on this account, first of all.
Got it. Okay. Two is that
Carol.
phone is fake. So
I'm fully aware it's the phone that your children play with.
Yeah, my phone is off to the right recording that, and then I have like a fake phone because I was pretending to be on the call. Third, actually, that's a great example of what not to do, because I would say this too for 99.99% of people on the call, is that I wouldn't put out agent-facing content. So that was like, I was kind of commenting on like Compass and Zillow and Clear Cooperation. There's no need to do any of that. I'm not, I know this is a very like do as I say, not as I do, but like that type of content, then what happens is you get a bunch of agents that engage with you, and then your page becomes more agent facing, which is not necessarily, I would say like focus on hyper local stuff like the Alyssa Kernut, the Katie Day, like talking about what's happening in your neighborhood. That type of stuff is like way, way, way better. I would put all my time and energy, if I could go back and start all over, into that. I'll tell you this right now. I did a lot of that up till about 20. So I met my friend Eric Simon, who runs the broker agent account, in 2016. At a rooftop party, karaoke, drunk, like whatever, became friends. And then in 2019, I did a giveaway on his of his book, Commission Impossible, is like a comic book he did. And in that giveaway, he tagged me from his broke agent page, and I had over 1,000 followers in one day, like 24-hour period. I had over 1,000 new followers. It was almost like collabing, but back in 2018 or 19. So the problem is that because I had so many agents following me, my page, I would only get engagement if I posted like real estate agent stuff, because when I posted San Diego stuff, the agent in Boise that followed me didn't really care. So like my page unintentionally morphed into like an agent facing page. Plus then I started putting out that type of content. Now I do the walkthrough podcast. And so like I lost my page, actually, as I say. Now it has benefits because I get referrals from other agents, because there's a lot of agents that follow me. Now with Real, there's like a whole nother layer to that. Having agents is great. I wouldn't, for a real estate agent though, I wouldn't do that. I would do the Alyssa Kernut, Katie Day, whether it's a green screen or like Alyssa does it out in the field talking, you know what I mean? Like Bill Olson, like you guys are actually doing the right things if I were starting a new social media account right now.
The Alyssa counts at 3, in case you were wondering.
Okay. That's a running joke from our walkthrough thing that's now trickled over into this.
Yeah. Most mentioned real estate agent on
just
the
because
West Coast.
Just because she's the best at the hyperlocal.
It's not untrue.
I call you the best at the green screen hyperlocal though, which is what I consider. It's actually a different take on the hyperlocal. It
is different. Don't know if you guys know this, but you can actually get decent B-roll on Canva. Terry just asked in the chat, is anyone using B-roll on Canva? I don't know if Bill's on the call today, but like he has a couple of videos where it's like all just like Charleston video, and it's like B-roll and drone shots and different things like that. And he put that together. The video that I have pinned on my Houston Unlocked page, he actually put together on Canva, sent it to me. So it is interesting that you can pull B-roll. Just make sure you actually watch it, because I've looked up some stuff and it's Austin, Texas, and they have it tagged as Houston. So just make sure that like you're watching it if you're pulling it up, for Toronto or the Outer Banks or wherever. Like it may not actually be your city. So just make sure you recognize it.
Houston, Austin, whatever, same thing.
If it is no city, it works better than if it's a different city. So if you have an AI generated version of part of your city, that works great, because people can't really pinpoint it, but it kind of looks like, oh yeah. But if you have like Toronto and you're using that skyline, that does not work.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Valid.
Eric just asked, it seems like everyone's doing the green screen type breaking news reels. Will that become saturated? I think yes, like everything, things become saturated. I also think that most people won't be as consistent as other people. And so like, I know I will post at least one video every single day, sometimes 2 or 3. And so, green screen has to be more of a quantity play. And so I'm seeing a lot of people who are trying to do green screen, but then when I click on their account, they also have, property walkthroughs, and they have, some Alyssa style on scene reporting. And they also have, tons of family stuff, and they have 45 different content buckets. And so like for me, like I just know if I continue to do.
Logically, in my mind, they are so in the wrong that that's how it should.
Agreed.
So yeah, I'll pull up Alyssa's account and drop it in the chat.
So yeah, I mean, obviously, I think the green screens will get saturated at some point too, just like the talking heads did from the last 4 years. But the reason that they're saturated is because they're working right now, and so that's why people are doing it. I remember there was a time I was talking to Byron, who he's the BAM media, and he did like 8 or 9 in a row, and they were talking head, and to the point where I would skip over them because I'm like, I didn't know if I had already seen it. It was the same exact background and stuff, and I was like skipping over them because I'm like, I don't want to hear your take on whatever it is, and I'm sure it's a great take, but you need to change the setting a little bit. There needs to be a little bit of variety in the setting too. So then now everybody's switched over to green screen because that works really well. Eventually people will get desensitized to that, and it'll be something new that we don't even know about yet. Who knows?
Who knows?
I have to say though, I think some of this we think is overplayed because we're real estate agents following a bunch of real estate agents kind of doing the same. Your general average consumer is not seeing a bunch of real estate agent content. They're just seeing yours and maybe
Correct.
one other.
That's where I think that at least for a lot of this, some of it's a quantity play. And so like for Alyssa's stuff, I think it's a quality play, right? But like
I'm good. How are you?
For green screen style content, I think it's more of a quantity play, right? And the consistency, right? So it's like, I think for most people, if you click on your page, like I think there's just too many things going on, right? And so focusing in on one type of thing, and once you garner an audience, then you can start to branch out from that a little bit more.
You know, with this book we're covering with Day Trading Attention, Gary Vaynerchuk, one of the things he talks about is that really may not matter anymore, the profile view. What matters more is that you're just putting out a huge quantity of content because it's an interest-based graph now, and not like a bucket of content-based thing. So if you're just putting out stuff that you're interested in at super high volume and then doubling down, tripling down on what works, then that's going to be better than like a single type or something like that that's coming through.
Agreed.
Because the social media is now interest-based and not follower-based. So just because I followed Jason, I don't see a lot of Jason's content. If I engage with it, interact with it, and I'm interested in it, then Instagram's going to put it in front of me whether I follow Jason or not.
But if Jason if Jason does on Monday a talking head, on Tuesday a green screen, on Wednesday an Alyssa style video, on Thursday a property video, like the probability of you staying on it is far less, even if it continues to get served up, than if he did 4 or 5 green screens or 4 or 5 Alyssa type videos, right? Like
if you're into that type of video, you're gonna more likely see my type of video.
But just like posting random content, I don't know. We could argue this one for days. I think the moral of the story for everyone is you're probably not posting enough content. So after we get off the mastermind, let's go shoot some content and get it scheduled and post it. Jason Cassity, you're the best. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending some time.
There's like a new millennial one where they do like the middle finger. I don't know how to do it. I just do the old school one.
That's not the middle finger thing that I was thinking of, but I love you. I appreciate you. And
there you go, Cindy. Cindy has it.
Yeah. I love it. All right. Thanks, guys.
Cool. Bye. I see you, right?
Blood, baby.